Hi Gemini, welcome to your mid-April 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. So I'm just going to get right into it because this is for the middle of the month and we're getting there. So let's see. I'm also going to pick a Lemurian card. And gosh, I keep getting all these pentacles with everybody. So it's like the money, money, money. And I always get that Queen of Wands. What's up with that? See what I'm talking about? Let's pick an additional. Okay. Okay. So the heart of the matter is the Nine of Pentacles. And this is like past actions now paying off for you in the form of money coming to you. This can be independent money. In other words, you're financially independent and you're relying on your own resources versus someone else's. So that can run the gamut. This can be just enjoying things, pleasures of the flesh, and, unapologetically, just enjoying what is here for you. And perhaps it feels really good right now to be able to do that. In the past position, sorry if you hear the train, but I really want to, I kind of had this window of time that I want to do this. In the past position, we have the Three of Pentacles, and this is a card of sometimes teamwork, but it can be just a job well done. So kind of going along with that card, it's also a good card for money. So some kind of thing that you participated in, maybe with co-workers, this card of co-workers, just the teamwork led to you having that kind of outcome, desirable outcome. And, it's just a very nice time for you. And so you have success. This can be, the Nine of Pentacles can be good for real estate matters. You might be working for yourself, so self-employment. This can be a card of, what I would say the riches of solitude, because in the major arcana, the number 9 is connected with the Hermit card. So to be honest with you, I don't know exactly why it is that way, because in numerology, the number 7 holds that type of vibration. So unless it's because the 9th house has to do with, is connected to Jupiter and God, and so it has that religious tradition, but still I don't know fully. I'm just guessing. But in any case, this is something that can have to do with you really appreciating, and with Pentacles, there is that investment of energy in your solitude, in being by yourself. So even somebody who is getting, who has gotten divorced, can really revel in some of those things, because maybe, certainly Gemini is a sign that is very independent to begin with. And maybe you got involved with a relationship and didn't realize what the cost would be in the form of your freedom, in form of your solitude. And the other thing too is maybe you're starting to garden. That's what this card can represent. So that could be a lot of fun, because you get your hands dirty in a good way. And it's something, it gets you, it's kind of like grounding, if you know what that is. So there's that. The higher message is the Queen of Wands. So as a spiritual message, this is a card of passion. And I would say confidence and maybe having the foresight to have anticipated certain things in your life that made you make certain choices in the past that have led to this nice situation that you find yourself in. So something along those lines. And this card could be connected to the home too. Because I'm assuming it's because the queen is connected to the water element, and that's more, the feminine and things like that. So we do have these cards that might be speaking of somebody who is maybe earning money but at home for it, and that is providing you with a lot of comfort and kind of like not having to be in that rat race so much. There's an independence with this card too, so it really is emphasizing these things. The challenge card is the Temperance card, so I'm reading it as a reversed card, and this can be some kind of extreme behavior or attitudes. Now, if it's coming from you, you may change on a dime, and that certainly can be Gemini. You may have a very placid scene, and then you think to yourself, this is too boring, I'm going to do this other thing, and then you just throw it all away. And you're just doing that for the novelty of the situation, because you're reacting to something, or because you're just bored. You feel this sense of being fickle, or what have you. This can be somebody else, though, in your life who maybe comes in and out of your life and turns it upside down. This can be somebody who has an addiction, whether it is a substance abuse problem. Of course, alcohol is a substance, or a sex, addiction. This can be if you are the kind of person who is very addicted to relationships, and if somebody that you're with is very erratic and they leave you and then you take them back every time they come back, then that can throw your life into a tailspin. So basically what I'm trying to say is the top row is all cards that connect to me with the home, with solitude, and with success and stability in that sense. But then we have this wild card. Also the Temperance card can connect to Sagittarius. So if that's a person who you're dealing with, your opposite sign, maybe it's a twin flame who is out of control, and then you feel like, should I take them back? That might be what is creating problems. What is coming in is the Four of Pentacles. And this, sometimes I read this as an advice card, and I'll say, like for this card, the advice would be, hold on to your money. Don't, be very conservative. If you're dealing with somebody who is an addict, and they're very charming, they try to get back into your good graces. Maybe you feel guilty because you left them and you don't want them to suffer, and they give you a hard luck story, those kinds of things. Because not only will the money be wasted, most likely, but it's not going to help them get better. It could enable them to just keep on this downhill spiral. And that's not the word, is it? It's down something spiral. And I can't think of what it is. Shucks. So the other thing too of just something that is coming in is financial stability. So you got some great money cards here. 3, 4, and 9 of Pentacles. Wow. So just kind of backing each other up that you're doing well financially and that you're also handling your money quite well. The outcome, I picked the 2 of Swords. It reminds me of Yogi Berra's famous saying, when you see a fork in the road, take it. and that sounds like, I don't know what sign he was, but it sounds like a Gemini, because it just so I felt like, it doesn't really resolve anything. But the point is that you may feel like you have to make some kind of a decision. And I always think with Swords that it's almost like cutting the situation off fully and completely, not allowing anything to linger. So like a clean break. I know the 3 of Swords is connected to that with relationships. So I don't know if I can impose my meaning onto cards too. And that's what I do. So I think of that kind of the surgical removal. But I don't like to end on things that seem a bit up in the air, like a decision that has to be made. So I picked an additional card. But I just wanted to note that the person is blindfolded. So that can indicate denial. And the person may not be seeing certain things that they should be seeing. So I picked an additional card. The 8 of Wands can indicate fast-moving, fast-paced events. And that may help you along in your decision-making process, because other things can start to bubble and, just kind of percolate. Is that how you say it? Percolate? And maybe that will convince you to do one thing versus another. But I think that things are going to be heating up for the collective as it is, just because, here we are in Aries season, and we just had the new moon as I record this, probably about 12 hours ago or 18 hours ago. So this is the infancy of a new year, a new astrological year, and a new moon for that time. So planting seeds of intention. And then things just kind of take off. It's like a life of their own. And you're going to be there because that's how you are. You're very adaptable, Gemini, and you can kind of, if things start to go real fast, you can match that speed. You have no hesitation to meet these situations where they bring themselves to you. So anyway, let me pick a Lemurian card. I've just been like cutting the deck. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to pick the next one. I had already cut the deck. It's very hard to lift these cards because I haven't worked with them. This is the first, 1.5 times, let's say. Oh, wow. Is this perfect for Gemini or what? Communication, co-creation. I picked the same card for at least 2 signs, and that sometimes happens. Somebody told me that's called stuck energy, when you just keep picking the same cards over and over again. And for some reason with oracle decks, that happens. But talk about synchronicity for a Gemini to get communication. Let's see, what number is this? I have to read from the booklet because it's new for me. 21. Let's see. If it's too long, I'll just cut to the chase or read just some of it. I'll read some of the key words. Nonverbal communication, love language, telepathy, unique ways of communication, light language, multidimensional information, community coexistence, relationships, meeting our higher selves, really, quote, seeing someone, deeper listening. We normally think of information as something that can be written or spoken, but if something is multidimensional, it is almost impossible to share it with words. I feel I have quite a lot of this information in my field now, and yet my intelligence cannot fathom it. Metaphor or song may hint at its vastness, but it is more like a reminder or catalyst that encourages something to stir inside the listener. And then she goes on to say that art is one way to share, that she sought to share this information. Okay, here is the divinatory meaning. How are you communicating beyond words? Perhaps you are being misunderstood because there is a dissonance between your words, actions, and behavior and what you mean to communicate. Words are like spells, so be conscious of what you say, as you may be verbally sabotaging your intended meaning. I thought she was going to say you may be verbally sabotaging the other person, because I think that can happen too. Also, be reminded that words can mean different things to different people. Something may be getting lost in translation. An issue may be cleared through improved communication. Listen carefully to what someone has to say without interruption. Furthermore, it may feel scary to share vulnerable truths, but this may be the only way forward. This card also encourages greater exploration in the realms of telepathy, healing, and the arts, such as poetry, painting, and music, where there is collective communication beyond the mind. And I was doing a fellow air sign of yours, Aquarius, just now, and I picked a card for them that was also, she was talking about transcending the mind, and that was so perfect for 2 air signs. I think sometimes air signs think if they just have the right mental framework, that everything's going to fall into place. And what I would say is, don't believe everything that you think. It doesn't mean that it's really true, that it is for you, that it is supportive of you at this point. Okay, Gemini, that's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this, that you resonated with it. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.